Blog Talk Radio.
Check out the full episode of this on Mentellect Patreon.
In the name of Amen, the Supreme, the All-Powerful, the one and only true Lord, in Amen we trust. As the Republic of Mentellect, the real 144,000 is being gathered in this day and time, the Mentalists, the Amen race, the bright race. Good evening, I'm your host, the intellectual medium incarnate. This is Mentellect Radio, and tonight we're going to be discussing Mentellect. Why Mentellect is the only advanced and forward-thinking movement of this time, of this day and time, simply because we're not resting on anybody else's shoulders. We're not resting on ancient things of the past. We are not. And everything that is coming through is next. It's not new, it's not old, but it is next. Everything I've shared with you is all is next. So we as a people who are looking to become a next people, meaning a constantly evolving people, do not have time to align themselves with things of the past and things of the present, because I told you old and new are nothing but another way of saying past and present. Old and new is another way of saying past and present. We got to always look at the present as the past and the past as the present. So therefore we know that there's nothing new under the sun, but there is something beyond the sun, and this is where we're trying to go, meaning into another dimension, into an extended sun, sacred sun. And in knowing this, like I said, a knowledge and intelligence was delivered to us that was going to force us to think forward into the future and to divorce ourselves of any kinds of, emotional attachments to knowledge and beliefs and ideologies of the past, because Mentellect is going to force you to go beyond that. Why is Mentellect the only advanced and forward-thinking movement of this time? Because it is being driven and driven by and pulled by magnetic power from the future, because this knowledge is from the future. Mentellect is from the future, and it is making its appearance in this present state to pull us into the future, because see, Mentellect in the future world is regulated knowledge. This is regular. This is regulated knowledge in the future state. It is future now because it's pulling us out of the now and into the future. We're being pulled into the next, which is the future. So the intelligence has to be greater. The movement has to be stronger. Is it because it is not of this time? It is not of this time. Mentellect is not of this time. It is of the next. It is of the future. Because if it was of this time, people wouldn't be saying stuff like, I ain't never heard that before, but it makes sense. You would have heard it somewhere before. But it makes sense because it cannot be made up. Nothing can be made up in the greater power of illumination. Everything will be revealed. If it ain't real, it's going to be revealed. Trust me and know that. Say that with me. If it ain't real, it's going to be revealed. Even if I'm not being real with y'all, it's going to be revealed. But I ain't worried. Trust me. What about the other teachings? The hell with the other teachings. The hell with the other teachings. They're dead. And if you keep focusing on other things, you're going to die with it. This transmission needs all of your focus, all of your mental focus, all of your ability to receive and transmit and live it throughout your body, throughout your very being, throughout your soul. Mentellect requires you to live totally as a mentalist, totally in the mind of Amen, totally in the body of Amen, and totally in the soul of Amen. If you're not going to live that way, then don't even deal with it, man. This is the only way to be. This is the supreme state. Right? Where does Mentellect come from? From the future, from our Amen race. This is, like I said, this is our way of thinking. This is our way of being as the Amen race. Mentellect is the thought process of the Amen, based in logical and rational thought. There is no belief. There's no such thing as belief in the fourth dimension. Everything is Mentellect. Everything is logical and rational thinking. There is no such thing as belief in the fourth dimension. That is something that was created in the third dimension as a form of illusion for the humans, just to make them more manageable. What will come after Mentellect? Nothing. everything will be Mentellect in constant continuation. No matter who comes beyond me, it is all Mentellect. I'm the whole. And that is it. For the complete broadcast, you're going to have to go to Mentellect Patreon. Go to Mentellect Patreon for this complete broadcast, because it will not, I guarantee you, it will not be on YouTube. Subscribe to Mentellect Patreon and join the Mesoamerican community.
It's the Republic of Mentellect, rising out the black race to the white race, out the black race to the white race. It's the Republic of Mentellect, black race to the white race. If it's hell, and then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold, and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you.